welcome back. So today I filmed another makeup tutorial and I did it using the Morphe KathleenLights eyeshadow palette. I got this in the mail this morning and I knew I had to film a video on it right away. I really love how it came out, so if you would like to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Starting off this makeup look with absolutely no makeup on my face, I'm taking my Urban Decay All Nighter foundation in the shade number 6, and I'm just patting it all over my face with a dampened beauty blender. I did already have moisturizer on my face. I did not put primer just because I wanted to see how this lasted throughout the day without primer. Again, just to test it out, and I'm just putting it all over my face with my beauty blender. And then next I'm picking up this bronzer by Tempu. This is their shimmer bronzer. Now, I'm sure if you saw my products that I didn't like. I did not like this. You can see as I'm putting it on my forehead, it looks fine, but then it just starts to turn kind of gray on me, and it was kind of unfortunate because I really wanted to like it. But overall, afterwards, I kind of wiped it off with a towel, and you can see that it ends up looking fine, but probably because I wiped most of it off. Then taking my Urban Decay Naked Concealers, I'm just putting them underneath my eyes to conceal and to brighten the areas. I'm taking the lighter one and just kind of putting it on top and then more towards the center of my face, and then the darker one to really cover. And I am just taking one of my Sigma Beauty brushes. I'm going to have all of the names of them listed below in the order that I use them, just in case anyone is curious. And this brush is the F64 brush. I really love this for blending out my concealer. It does a really great job, and it's nice and soft, and it's like stiff, so you're able to blend out all of the edges, but it's soft enough that it doesn't like hurt you. Taking the shade Light Palette by Kat Von D, I'm taking my Sigma F35 tapered highlighting brush, and I'm just setting all of the areas that I put the concealer. This brush is my all-time favorite brush. I can't stop using this brush for setting my under eyes and for where I put the concealer. It just works so well, and it is like the perfect shape for really getting right underneath the under eye area. Next, I am taking that middle shade from my Kat Von D palette, and I am taking the F05 small contour brush from Sigma, and I'm just slowly kind of contouring slash bronzing up my skin. I like using the smaller brush when I want a more precise bronze, because I don't really think I consider it contouring, just because contouring is more like super precise. And then I'm just going in with my F50 Duo Fiber brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended and there's not any harsh lines. Then taking my Benefit Brow in the number 4, and I'm kind of mixing it with the shade number 2. So as you can see here, it's really dark, and I'll be mixing it with my shade number 2 to get my perfect kind of brow shade, because 4 by itself is super dark. And then taking my Sigma Bake Kabuki brush in F89, I'm just putting this right underneath where I had bronzed or contoured, whatever you want to call it, just to make sure that line is just a little bit more crisp, because I thought it looked just a little bit sloppy. Next, picking up my Morphe and KathleenLights eyeshadow palette. This is such a gorgeous palette. Congratulations, Kathleen. And then picking up my Sigma E40 blending brush. I'm just putting that light brown shade into my crease and upper crease as my transition shade, making sure everything is nice and seamlessly blended and smooth. You don't want to have any harsh lines whatsoever. Then taking another brush, I'm taking this light pink shade. This brush is my Sigma E25 blending brush. It's just a little bit more precise than that Sigma E40, and I'm just putting this more deeply into the crease area just to give a little bit more pink than we did with that light brown shade. Then going back in with my Sigma E40 blending brush just to make sure all of those edges are nice and smooth between the transition shade and that color that I put into my crease. Then taking the deep cranberry shade, still on that Sigma E25 blending brush, I'm just putting it in the very outer corner of my eye. You can see that in the beginning I started off with just very little bit of product, and I'm slowly building it up and putting it into the outer corner and then blending it into the crease. I'm not putting too much into the crease, just what I have left over. Then taking this really gorgeous shade on my Sigma F70 brush. This is actually a concealer brush, but I love using this for packing on color just because it does a really good job at keeping the color on the brush. And I'm just putting this all over my lid. Then taking that same brush, I'm just going to pick up that black shade, just putting a very little bit on the outer corner. I just wanted a little bit more definition in the outer corner, and then taking a clean Sigma E25 blending brush just to make sure the edges of this is all nice and blended. Then taking a Sigma pencil brush, this is the E30, I'm taking that cranberry shade and I'm putting it underneath my lower lash line, and then I'll take just a little tiny bit of that black shade and put it on the outer corners of the lower lash line just to make sure it looks like seamless with the top part of my lid. Then taking the matte white shade still on a Sigma F70 concealer brush. This is a different one, and just highlighting my brow bone, and then I'll put the same color into my inner corners. Next for mascara, I'm picking up this Ciate Wonderland mascara. I love this mascara. All of you know this. It is a phenomenal mascara, and I'm putting it on the top and lower lashes. And then I will be going in with some lashes, and these are the Blinking Beauty lashes in the number 3. I have been obsessed with these. I can't stop using these. I need to get more pairs of these. They are absolutely amazing. They are so like fluffy and wispy and just so feminine, and I just love them so, so much. Next for blush, I'm picking up my Tarte Exposed blush on my Sigma F40 large angled contour brush. I like to use this for blush. I just think it does a really good job. And then going in with my Makeup Forever Pro Fusion bronzer in the Sigma F03 brush. I'm obsessed with this highlight. I can't stop using it. And then putting it down the bridge of my nose as well. And then taking my MAC Strip Down Lip Liner, I'm just going to be outlining my lips. And then I am going to be taking 2 Anastasia liquid lipsticks. Underneath this, I do have on the Glam Glow Plump Matte Gloss. It makes my lips nice and plump. And then I'm just putting on Crush by Anastasia. And then in the center, I am going to be putting in Milkshake and blending it in with my finger.